In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take Afro bulk and make dreadlocks for permanent installation. This technique is great for ethnic dreads. It also is great for Caucasian dreads if you want a more blunted tip. So what you'll need is we have 100% human hair. This is an Afro bulk hair. Afro bulk means that the hair is not attached to anything, thus making it a bulk hair, and the Afro means it is the tightest curl pattern available. So let's take a look at how we start our dreads. For this technique, you'll need your Afro bulk. You will need a comb, a fine-tooth comb for back combing. You will need scissors, just in case, and you'll need a pulling needle, which is a needle with a little latch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to separate our pieces away from our Afro bulk bundle. Now, this hair is kind of like a sponge and it's all crammed together. This works great for dread repair. It also works great just to build out our dreads like we're about to do now. This has a really great, unique texture to it. To determine how wide your dreads will be, you're just going to twist your fiber. That's an approximation of what your dread will look like. So if you'd like your dreads to be a little bit bigger than that, go ahead and add another piece of fiber and give it another twist. So let's work with that. To begin our dreads, I'm going to clamp this fiber to my work surface. This is just a carpentry kind of tension clamp. Okay, now that it's secure, I'm just going to give it a little bit of back combing. If you find that your hair is slipping, go ahead and pull it off and move it further up. Mesh the two together and continue your back combing. This should be a light back combing. This should not be expected to be the stability of the dread like we would normally make with straighter hair. So at this point, we're going to use our pulling needle and we're going to push the dread together, just kind of continuing to make overlapping folds into the center. Then we're going to stab our needle through and pull the end through. And now hopefully this will be stable enough to all come through in one piece. Otherwise, we will have to pull it off and reattach it again with some light back combing. So now you see that's all kind of compacted. We're gonna do the same thing a little bit lower down. Push that hair to center, use your needle to stab through it in a way that it's not going to open back up. Grab the tail and pull it through. You wanna pull it through until you see that other end kind of fold under. Don't worry if this doesn't feel completely stable just yet. We're not there. We're not done yet. We're just creating our shape. Okay, we're just going to continue working in this way until we've kind of realized a nice dread form. It doesn't really matter what area of the dread. You can go back down the length of it, back up to the top, but the idea is that you're creating this nice human hair dreadlock form. So it's starting to take on the shape of your dread. So now, once we've got it to this point, we can take some more of our hair, and starting at the top, we're going to go in, pick up one end of it, and pull it through, kind of like a floss. Now, I'm going to take that fiber off to the side, and we're going to wind it around, go into our fiber again, pick up the end, and again, pull it through. This is going to fatten up our dread a little bit, so if you want them to be even bigger than you've already made them, then you can add more fiber at this time, or you can add it at the core step. So I'm gonna go around, through, pick up my hair, and pull it in. Sometimes it's also nice in this step, if you feel like your fiber is not quite even enough, go ahead and back comb it until you feel like it's more uniform. Again, wrap around, go through the hair, and pick up the tail. And we're just gonna continue working that way until we've created this dread all the way to the bottom. We're going to leave that hair at the top so that we have a nice attachment point if we're doing permanent dreads. You can also at this point wind up a little bit if you notice that there are spaces that don't look like they've been quite filled enough. So I just went up a little bit. And now I'm going to continue and go back down. Once I've run out of hair, I'm just going to pick up another piece and I'm going to overlap it by starting higher than the part that's sticking out. Now at this point, this tail is still sticking out, so I'm just going to reach up and pull it down into the middle of my extension hair. This hair that I've added is a little bit fatter than I would like, so I'm actually going to use my comb to back comb it and pull at the same time and thin it out. Back combing, we usually think things get shorter and fatter, but in this case, we're actually making it longer and skinnier. So now I'm just going to go back to winding it and pulling it through. We're just going to continue this whole process until we reach the end and we like the thickness and the texture of everything that's going on this dread. Once I get to the end, a little more back combing. Now I'm just pulling it in on itself. Because this dread is fairly stable, I'm just going to do some light back combing in it now, and you shouldn't feel any of it give way. This should feel incredibly stable. You can pull on it, and it should all be the same. Now, obviously, this goes from thin to thick right in here, and I don't like that. I'm a perfectionist, and that would drive me crazy. So I'm just going to grab some more hair, and we're going to work on fattening up this section right in here. Pull in the last end of this tail. I'm going to snake my needle up through it and grab the end of it and just pull it down to the inside. And I'm going to do that until I don't have any more of that tail hanging out, or it's stable enough to cut with my scissors. At this point, it would be stable enough to cut with my scissors, but I'm just pulling it to the inside. Now, I like the thickness of this dread, I like the length of this dread. If I was going to add this as an extension, I would be starting my extension from about this point up. This would be the length that I would be getting added. So right now, the last step is to palm roll it, and this will help compact it together. Some people like to use wax, some people are very anti-wax. You could add that at this step. Now the ends, what I'm going to do is we're going to go back down. Come out at the bottom, grab just the very tippy tail of it, and pull that down in and give it a tug. If it balls up a little bit, that's okay. We're just going to pull it out so it's a little bit straighter and do the rolling on that as well. And that is how you create a more ethnically styled dread. Your last step is to just install it. Thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a beat. And if you need products for your projects, Check out dreadlocks.com for all your hair extension needs.